You need to work on yourself. If you just try to be pampered, and if you're trying to be soft, and if you're trying to be the victim and all stuff, you're not going to go anywhere. We need to get stronger. We need to get ballsier. We need to get tougher. We need to not be afraid of failure. We got to go and do the work. We got to face adversity. Adversity breeds character. It's strength and fighting and resistance. It does not only make the muscle grow, but it makes also your head grow, makes you a stronger person. We have to be willing to go through hardship, through suffering, through pain, through crying periods, all of that stuff. Don't shy away from any of that because it just makes you stronger. When someone says, well, today I just need to sleep in, it's that
Right.
bullshit.
Yeah.
You don't need to sleep in. This country was not built on sleeping in. So let's get up in the morning and let's get on that bike and let's do some exercise and don't even think about it. Don't look at your email or anything like this. Let's just get going. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get going.
I was so blessed that someone taught me at the age of 18 that if we give you misery and pain and discomfort and torture, that this will help you for the rest of your life. It's almost kind of like an investment, because from then on, you say to yourself, okay, now things don't bother me. Nothing bothers me because I've gone through all of this stuff. And this is why I tell so many young kids today, I said, you're making a big mistake to always look for comfort, because comfort is the evil of everything. Comfort is not good. Looking for the easy way out is not good. You see, we got to go and confront kind of resistance. And it's like Nietzsche said, that what does not kill you will make you stronger. And this is exactly what it is. If we can overcome kind of like all those obstacles, then we get strong. And we can endure much more. And we look at the world totally differently. And we don't whine about every little thing.
I am as hungry today as I was 50 years ago. What do you think why I'm working out every day? What do you think why I'm pumping iron? Why I'm lifting this hundreds and hundreds of pounds? Should death ever come to me, I will battle him and destroy him and terminate him.
Bodybuilding, what was the most powerful thing was that I could see myself on that stage, on that Mr. Universe stage, like Reg Park, but me, and winning. And so it was the most extraordinary thing how real it was. I saw the photograph of Reg Park standing there with, in the background, the thousands of people applauding. And I said to myself, that's where I'm going to stand. I don't know when, but I'm going to stand on that stage. And I'm going to go and win the Mr. Universe trophy. And so I was absolutely convinced. And I could only compare it always to how people feel when they're religious. And they're absolutely convinced, that, hey, I'm not worried about dying. I know where God is going to take me, and they're absolutely convinced about that. And God is going to guide me, and I will go through some difficult times, but God is going to be by my side. And they have kind of almost a relaxed feeling about it, no matter what trouble they go through. And I felt exactly like that because I never was worried about it. It was not kind of like I was scrambling saying, oh my God, is another year past? I hope that I got closer to my goal. No, it was kind of like every set that I was doing, every exercise that I was doing, every rep that I was doing, I felt like great joy because it was like a rep, a set, a weight that get me one step closer to my goal, to make my goal become a reality. So this was like I'm chasing this thing and I'm having a great time because every single time I get closer and closer. So it was like, that's what people always said when they came journalists that would come to the gym and say, you're the only one that is always smiling and having a good time in the gym. I said, well, I have a good reason to smile. And he says, why? I said, because every time I go to the gym, I get one step closer to winning the Mr. Olympia title, winning the Mr. Universe title. I mean, so to me, it's like kind of coming in here is like, it sucks me one step closer, one step closer, one step closer. And so I know where I'm going. And so this is why there's a certain joy there. And I didn't pay much attention to it, just to realize that I always had a certain calmness about it. First of all, what was important to me was that I believed 100%, just like in bodybuilding, that I could see it, me being another Clint Eastwood. I could see it, me being another Charles Bronson. Those were the hot guys, action guys then. I said, so if I can see it, I can achieve it. And so when they said no, and when they said it's impossible, it actually gave me fuel to show them that I can do it. So to me, discouragement didn't mean that I ran the other way. Discouragement to me was fuel to get the job done. But unlike other people that need compliments, you're great, you can make it. I don't need that. I need to someone say, you can't do that, it's impossible. From the beginning, when I saw Hercules movies as a kid, I said to myself, I want to look like that. I want to be like that. And then by coincidence, I picked up a cover of a magazine, a bodybuilding magazine, that had Reg Park, that very same guy that was in the Hercules movies, on the cover, and it said, here's how Mr. Universe became Hercules. I said, oh my God, this is the blueprint how to get there. So I bought the magazine right away, and I followed those principles, that he was training 5 hours a day, that he became Mr. Great Britain, he became Mr. Universe, and he became Mr. Universe a second time, 7 years later, and then 7 years later, the third Mr. Universe title in August. The same as here's his training. He comes from Leeds in England, just like a factory town where I'm from, and he did it. So I can do it too, it's possible. So it created the vision and the belief and the faith in my vision. And that's why I talk about this in my book a lot. It's about creating your vision, creating your dream, creating your kind of like goal where you want to go. And then it will inspire you and motivate you then to go and to put the work into it. And so I had the training program there from Reg Park and all those things. And I followed this training program. I did the 5 hours a day, and I made it. And I became with the age of 20, I became the youngest Mr. Universe ever. And that's, I learned, if you have a vision and if you don't listen to the naysayers, and if you work your ass off, then you can make it. And so that this is the kind of 3 of the rules that I mentioned in the book, and that really helped me to get where I am. And then I copied those rules as I learned more and more. I copied those rules to the next career, to show business. There's the element of being a very driven person and always having a clear vision of where I wanted to go. And there's the element of upbringing, which is that after the Second World War, my upbringing was very, very strict. And I had a very tough father that was sometimes physical and smacked us around. And so I wanted to escape from that home. So that had something to do with that, creating that fire in the belly. You can do everything else. You can work your ass off, and you can be a good person. You can save your money, and you can do all of this stuff. But if you don't know where you're going, you're gonna fail. The key thing is that we know where we are going. No matter how difficult it is, we got to know where we're going. Because I don't know if you've seen people that, foreigners that come over to Hollywood, and you see them getting off the bus, the tourist bus, and then they get to the intersection, and then they kind of like, they look around, kind of like, where should I start? Look at all the shops. Oh my God, this is all, guys, where's everyone going? Where should we cross the intersection? So they don't know what to do. So this is what a huge amount of people have that look. Not to look for the next store, this is just a symbolic thing. Yeah. But in reality, about life, they say, should I go to college? Should I go join a football team? Should I train? Should I meet up with my friends? Should I go to another country, another state? You got to have a vision. Because as soon as you have a vision and as soon as you have a goal, which means you have to be really in touch with your passion and what is inside, rather than just keep looking at that iPad and at that iPhone and checking out what everyone else is doing. Well, you're not going to get an idea what everyone else is doing. No, you have to find out what you are going to do. Forget about everyone else. Let's find out what you're going to do. And so this is why I say, find your passion, find the place where you want to go, no matter how difficult it is. And it makes it fun then to chase after that vision. In life, we can only take ideas and suggestions to improve, but you cannot ever copy anyone. It is a big mistake, because you have to find out how your mind operates. You have to find out how your body operates. When you achieve something, it's not about just sitting on your laurels and say, I made it. Bullshit. What did you make? Nothing. I mean, you accomplished something just now, but I mean, what's the next thing? So I believe in the philosophy of staying hungry. So every time I climb a peak, I see many other peaks to climb. And so one of the things that you don't know, it takes you in different directions that you never ever have dreamt of. New dreams come up, new visions come up. And to me now, I've found out, for instance, that my talent is to be a motivator. Someone that makes the impossible possible for people. You know, I noticed it when people trained with me, that I sucked them in and they became all champions and all that stuff. Yes, but I mean, I did not know to the extent that now all of a sudden, you know, they made me write this book, be useful. I mean, I never ever thought that I'm going to write a book about motivation and about self-help and all those kind of things at all. But they said, Arnold, your speeches are so effective when you go around the world and you motivate people. So this is my new thing now, is like kind of like help other people. To use all of my talents, my bodybuilding talent, my show business, what I learned in show business, what I learned in the governorship and in public policy and all of this stuff, bring all of this together and help other people. That is what my thing is, helping them helping the world with environmental issues, with healthcare issues, with education issues, with motivational issues, and all of this stuff. So I kind of become kind of like the cheerleader and the motivator. So this is kind of my new thing that I'm into, to help as many people as possible. Actually, what I realized was this is addictive, to help other people, which is not something that was in my vision at all. It's addictive. It really feels great when you go home at night and you feel like you've helped so many people, rather than just dealing with yourself and helping yourself. So I thought it was great. So I think one thing led to the next. So I was involved in the Special Olympics and President's Council and fitness, after-school programs. So when then the recall election came up in California, I said to myself, wouldn't it be cool to just actually dedicate your whole life to just serving a state? And so I jumped into the race for running for governor. There's so many directions you can go with that, because there's people in bodybuilding that would say, oh, he was the bodybuilding legend and he motivated so many millions of people to work out and all this stuff. There's other people that say, oh, he was so great with the environment, he did passed laws and motivated everyone to go and reduce greenhouse gases and pollution, get off fossil fuels. There's other people that would say, you know, he appointed, you know, the most judges, minority judges in California, or whatever it is. There's so many different directions that you can go. I don't really care, as long as they know that I always wanted to make the world a better place, you know, to kind of hand over this world in a better shape than when I inherited it, when I got it, when I grew up. So that is what it is all about. So this is my effort. Not that I'm maybe successful in it, but this is my effort, is to make this a better place, to use all my knowledge, everything that I've learned in the past, and to make people aware of it, that they have the responsibility to not just think about themselves, but to think about others, because we all have to help each other. When I think of the amount of people that helped me to get where I am today, it is important for me to acknowledge that and to let them know. That's why in my book I list all of the people that were very helpful in my life, so that they know that when you have made it, go and use your power of influence and your knowledge and help others, because there's so many people that need help. I recognize the fact, once again, that I could have never done that alone. And that's why I always tell people, you can call me anything you want, but don't call me a self-made man. Because there were 5.8 million people that voted for me to be governor. These people made me governor. So there's 5.8 million people right there. There's all these people, Joe Weider, that brought me to this country, that was the publisher of the muscle magazines, and there were the training partners that were there, there were the acting coaches, there were the stunt guys that were there that made me shine on the screen and all this. So there's so many millions of people that helped me be where I am today. You have to find common things that you have in common, and then you realize that you're human beings like everyone else. Doesn't matter if you're from China, from Russia, if you're from America. So you have to start working on a human level rather than just seeing each other as the enemy. And so to me, this is a very important lesson. That's the lesson that I walked away with from Sargent. That's why I always call him a great mentor. The most important thing, I think, is to bring people together, because you cannot go and start attacking specific things. You have to first create an atmosphere where you make everyone in Washington feel that they are part of the team and no one is on the other side. That Democrats are as much loved as Republicans. Right-wingers are as much loved as the left-wingers. No matter how extreme they are, we are all part of the team. Yes, you have your beliefs that are quite contrary to mine, but you're all part of the team. And that we only can win if we all play together. So let's figure this out. It's all about coexisting. I'm a big believer in live and let's live. It's not just my way or the highway. So I think that we have to just figure out, everyone has challenges. Russia has challenges economically. China has challenges economically. The United States has challenges economically, and so does the European Union. So the question is, how do we work together and we all can benefit and we all can make money and we all can go and work together on those issues? It's really the question. And it's an art to do that. It's not easy. It's very, very difficult. But one thing we should know is that we got to kind of understand each other's problems. We got to understand China's problems. China got to understand our problems. To stay away from each other and not to talk and not to have ambassadors there and not to hang out together is the worst thing that you can do, because nothing gets accomplished this way. We got to be together and we got to have relationships. That's the important thing.